Hey, peace and harmony to everyone. Thank you for coming to my YouTube page. So, I just wanted to give a little bit more information about what I did yesterday, a video that I did yesterday about the differences and the similarities between the children, African children, and African American children. So I just wanted to do just this other part because I really didn't have enough time to do it yesterday. So about African children and American children, they do have a lot of similarities. A lot of similarities. However, one of the things that I did want to discuss was a key component, which is timing for the children. I've noticed in America, because I grew up in America, and in here in Africa, which is where I am right now. So I'll be looking at my notes. So yesterday I was talking about mannerisms and responsibilities. And today I really want to also touch on something that I touched on yesterday, which is timing. Um, so in America, like the children can be on the internet for like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. They can be on the internet for a long period of time. And in Africa, well, where I am in Africa, in East Africa, Tanzania, a lot of them don't have that type of a distraction. I'm going to call it a distraction. They don't have that kind of a distraction because sometimes the internet doesn't even hold that long sometimes. And I'm not saying that that's a positive or a negative for other people, for their perspective, but from my perspective, I'm pretty happy that they can't just be on the internet for a longer period of time here because now they have to focus on their values, their family lineage, their what things that need to be done. They have to focus on other things to keep them going and to keep them to just keep them going. Like I can't really think of the word right now, but to keep them in a way that is going to sustain them, a way that is going to sustain them. So in America, they can be on the internet for a longer period of time. And what the children are doing here when they're not on the internet is that they have to be creative. They have to have critical thinking. They are out in the farms a lot of times. They do go to school here, but right after school or before school, they're also thinking about sustainability, right? So a lot of times, like I'll talk to my friends in America and like, I'll see their child in the background either looking at, animations or on TV or YouTube or things like that, or just playing video games and things like that, which can be fine. But then it makes me think about what the children are also doing here in Tanzania, Africa, and how they're out in the farm for those 3 hours, which, there's no tractors, there's no saw, just bare hands, maybe a machete or something like that, or, certain cutters that they can use in order to also turn the soil and plant for the new season and all of those things. And again, I'm not saying that this doesn't happen in America, because definitely in the South, you see a lot of that, or just where there are more farmlands. The children are on a different schedule. But when you are looking at the children in the city, they're inside more. The children in Africa are outside more, and the sun does make a difference. But the brothers are usually out. The young gentlemen and even the little boys are out in the farm. The mothers are with the daughters. They're cooking, they're cleaning, they're preparing. A lot of things. They're also getting herbs. They're planting herbs around the house, which is just amazing. So then they have their medicinal. The medicinal properties are right there at their houses. So. They plant things like rosemary, mint, parsley, fennel, garlic, onion, turmeric, ginger. All of those things are usually planted close to the house. They also have them out, in the farms. And again, the timing is the key component. The timing is different because they have to go by even planetary, planets, right? They have to go by the sun here. Because even when the electricity goes out, they know they only have a certain amount of time to be able to do certain things, right? So they're also going by the sun, and they won't plant certain things if they know the sun is going to be a little harsh. And how they're able to just look up in the sky and just tell things about the sun, tell things about the rain. I know there's plenty of times I thought it was going to rain. It did not. It just got cloudy and then it went away, or just it got cloudy, the breeze kicked up and then it went away. And and they're like, oh no, it's not going to rain. And I'm just like, how do you even know that, right? So just being the children here are very attached to nature. They're constantly dealing with it. They're constantly nurturing it, cultivating it. They're constantly looking at it and observing it and witnessing, so that has a lot to also do with timing. The timing, even that their rivers flow heavier than other times, for them to just make a little pathway to their farms, when the water is coming from the mountains and things like that. And the children in America, a lot of them don't have that opportunity, right? Especially in the inner cities and things like that. They really don't have that year-round experience of that, but they are in America, in the cities, learning different things, and a lot of them do think about education and things like that. However, they're mostly inside buildings and stuff like that, or inside of the house, due to the aggressiveness that is unfortunately in America, especially in the cities. So in the cities out here, it's mostly you do see the hustlers, just like you see the hustlers in America, but you'll see less drugs, less things like that going on, people being snatched. I haven't experienced that here in Tanzania, and just like in the other video, when I was saying, like the police brutality in America and the, hearing ambulances all the time and stuff like that, or way much more than here. I've hardly ever heard anything like that, especially even in the city. So their mind frame is different growing up here. And the distractions in America are much more than here. They just don't have a lot of the distractions that are in America. So their upbringing is going to be different, which some people may even think is more harsh here. Like I see some of the children here after school, they go outside, they have their little container. Why? They're going to go pick up water on the way home, so they have extra water at home. So things like that we're not even thinking about in America. So the children here, they see, hear, smell nature a lot more. And their chores are different, what we consider chores, right? Their chores are not just the dishes, the bedroom, and the bathroom, or things like that, right? They're, and it's not just on Saturdays or Friday, right? Because some of the kids in America, I know sometimes even I wanted to do my chores on Friday so I can have the whole weekend. I could wake up Saturday morning and watch the cartoons, things like that, and I'm not saying all of America is like that. I'm not saying that, anything like that at all. I'm just saying like my experience and, what I've experienced even around me sometimes. So, their chores and things like that, it's every day. So they don't have complaints about it because it's natural to them to do what we would do usually on a Saturday morning or a Friday or something like that, to have our weekend as the youth. they're doing it mostly every day, um so I just wanted to just make sure that I put that key component of timing, the timing that they have out here, because if they don't flow with the sun, if they don't flow with the rivers, if they don't flow with the how the soil is reacting, to nature and things like that, then it becomes a major issue here. And they don't have to really think about that in America when you have grocery stores and pharmacies and all of that, all of those different things. And I'm not saying that they don't have it out here in Africa, but where I'm at, there's only one grocery store. So there's only one mall, and the mall is small, so we don't have the things that America has, including like I was saying in the other video about certain distractions like name brands and what's going on with celebrities and all of that. That's a lot of that is not happening here. So that's why the children here have to think more about academics. This is why whatever books they can get their hands on, they're on it, so I just wanted to put that information also out there, and as a second part to the children in Africa and the children in America, and that they're both beautiful. They both, come forward with so much, and I'm just so grateful now that more, especially Africans in America, are coming to Africa. Woo, y'all! I am so grateful about that, because the information that we have in America is so valuable to them here in Africa, and of course, right, the Africans here are so welcoming, and they want to hear what has happened, what is really going on. Why did we see, George Floyd in the news? So their concept, they can't even think of something like that happening here. So how could that happen there? Things like that, and things that have happened historically. I'm so glad that there are classes now and people are building schools and connecting the American children and the African children together through the internet, so they can see each other, talk to each other, tell their experiences from their own mouths. I think that is just amazing. Talking about melanin, talking about vegetation, talking about things you can and can't eat, or things that are toxic and non-toxic. What is healthy thinking and not healthy thinking? Just this is, let me tell you, things are changing rapidly. And to see, I'm so grateful also to see more African Americans or Africans in America bringing their children to Africa, so they can see with their own eyes, so they can hear, so they can have their own experiences with the children here. That's so important, right? So yeah, so that's today's video. I'm not going to ramble on anymore. So peace and love to everybody. Please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I'm so grateful to be back on YouTube, and I will chat with you soon. Peace.